Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Sejanus' fall, and we get to hear from Tiberius again today in Act 3, Scene 1. Now, Tiberius, remember, his son Drusus Sr. died. He was poisoned by Sejanus and Livia and Eudemus. They put together a poison. They had his cupbearer bring him to it anyway. So Drusus Sr. is dead, and Tiberius is rather in mourning. And this means that sort of the next people in line for the emperorship are Germanicus' sons, who, when Germanicus died, Drusus Sr. was looking after them because Drusus Sr. was their uncle. So family stuff, but that's how the whole lineage thing works out. So at the beginning of Act 3, Scene 1, where we were yesterday, we had Sejanus giving Varro everything that he needs to run this sort of sham trial against Silius. But before they could actually get started with that, the peanut gallery comes in, makes some observations and blah, blah, blah. But before they can get to the actual accusing of Silius, Tiberius comes in and he's like, "Why do all of you look sad? You should still be doing your jobs." Like, I get to grieve now, but I'm also tired of all the people just like being nice to me. So I need to be out in public doing some things. So the thing that I'm doing is I'm bringing Nero and Drusus Jr. to you, the Senate, asking that they become part of the Senate now, given that their father's dead, their uncle's dead, they're kind of next in line. I'm getting old, my mom's getting old. We need to introduce them to what's going on in the Senate. And his speech was so long and hit on so many points that at the end of it, the peanut gallery is like, we have no idea what he's talking about. But then Nero and Drusus are brought in, and Tiberius says, "Approach you, noble Nero, noble Drusus. These princes, fathers, when their parent died, I gave unto their uncle with this prayer, that though he had proper issue of his own, he would no less bring up and foster these than that self-blood, and by that act confirm their worths to him and to posterity. Drusus, ta'en hence, I turn my prayers to you, and for our country and our gods beseech you take and rule Augustus' nephew's sons, sprung of the noblest ancestors, and so accomplish both my duty and your own. Nero and Drusus, these shall be to you in place of parents, these your fathers, these, and not unfitly, for you are born as all your good or ills the commonwealths. Receive them, you strong guardians, and blessed gods. Make all their actions answer to their bloods. Let their great titles find increase by them, not they by titles. Set them as in place, so in example above all the Romans, and may they know no rivals but themselves. Let fortune give them nothing, but attend upon their virtue, and that still come forth greater than hope and better than their fame. Relieve me, fathers, with your general voice." So this is a very long, flowery introduction of Nero and Drusus to the Senate. And what's sort of weird about it is that I'm guessing that everybody who's in the Senate kind of already knew who Nero and Drusus were because they were Germanicus kids, and they were being taken care of by Drusus, who is Tiberius' son. So it's not, I'm guessing that these are like kids that they've seen around the office before. But anyway, what he's saying, he says to the whole Senate, he's like, okay, these two kids, when their dad died, I had their uncle Drusus look after them as if they were his own, but now that their uncle Drusus, my kid, is gone, I'm asking you, the Senate, to act as their new parent and help finish raising them nobly. And he's like, kids, these are your new parents, the whole Senate, and they are prepared to raise you and guide you and bless you and see that you stay on the right path throughout your lives. So it's one of those, hey Senate, please look after these kids. Kids, this is the Senate that's going to look after you so that you can grow and prosper and go on to great and wonderful things. And the Senate in response is like, yes, yes, of course, Hail Caesar, we'll do this. And then Tiberius gets a little, you could argue whether or not it's genuine or whether it's a show, but he gets a little, oh, and I'm growing so weary in my position that it would be so nice if my term as the emperor might come to an end sometime soon and somebody else could take over so that I could lead my quiet, restful life afterwards, and be able to grieve and be able to live out my longer years, my later years in peace without the burden of looking after the entire state on my shoulder. And the whole time that he's saying this, we've got the peanut gallery over there being like, nice, oh yeah, good, well acted, sir. Yeah, we're buying everything that you're saying. This is totally genuine, which is why one might be tempted to play it like, oh, I'm so ready to retire, as opposed to I'm ready to retire kind of thing. But as he's going on with like, oh, I sort of wish that I could step back from all of this, Sejanus then stands up and he's like, but Caesar, noble Caesar, the entire state rests on your shoulders and we all depend on you, and if we don't have you anymore, then everything falls apart. And the peanut gallery is like, oh my goodness, are we seeing this? This is like the best drama, the best soap opera that we've ever seen. They're just laughing at it. They're not buying it. Maybe a little bit horrified at how much of a sycophant Sejanus is being in this respect. But Sejanus gets up in front of everybody and he's like, oh Caesar, and he gets the entire Senate, the entire council to repledge their allegiance to Tiberius. And Tiberius is like, well, okay, if you insist, I will continue to lead. I will continue on as your emperor. And now that all of that is settled and you know them, you can go back about your business that you were going to attend to when I came in. So immediately they turn and they're like, Silius, stand up. And Afer starts reading out to Silius. He's like, Silius, you were this great war hero, but we've taken a look at some of the things that you've done, and maybe during some of these battles, there were some crimes committed. And Silius is like, crimes? What crimes? Am I too smart? Am I too honest? Did I become too rich? I didn't steal anybody's stuff. I earned all that stuff through all of the stuff that I did as this great military hero. So he's like, what crimes did I commit? Who and where is my accuser? And Varro's like, right here. And Silius is like, okay, bring it. What you got? And we're going to hear from Varro tomorrow with what crimes Silius is being accused. So, getting interesting. I'll see you tomorrow for more. Mwah.